2025 is going to be the year of the builder again. So what options are on deck for you in South Denver that are new? Hey everybody, it's Alyson Wall, your real estate strategist and realtor in the South Denver area. With 2025 starting off with interest rates higher than, well, I would say almost all of us were hoping for, and the fact that we can always count on the builder for incentives and discounts, I think we are going to see the year of the builder again in 2025. And so South Denver is an area that is ripe with so many new construction options, and we have been in a little bit of a lull. We had a lot of inventory sell out and not a lot of new construction coming, and we are seeing some more options on the horizon that will open up, that have just opened up, that will be available for you in South Denver this year. So what have we got on deck? If it's your first time here, welcome. Catch up on previous videos about new construction right here, and let's dive right in. First, we're gonna head to Castle Pines. The Canyons, a long established neighborhood now, but they continue to add new things, change things up. On the amenities front, the Canyon House is opening in early January. This is both the private amenities for residents in the Canyons. It will include their fitness center, clubhouse, but the Canyon House itself is also going to be a restaurant, going to have some patio seating that is open to the public, much like the Exchange Coffee House is open to the public as well. They've already started to do their dry runs, have folks in, test out the kitchen, the dining, the staff, all of those pieces. And I am hearing from my clients really good feedback. Now, the views aren't like you might find at, say, Sierra, where you get to see all of the Front Range down to the DTC, a little bit of mountains, some lights, but you are nestled kind of into all that rolling terrain and scrub oak quietly in the neighborhood. So for folks who don't want to leave but want to have a nice evening, they are giving it the chef's kiss. Now, Shea is making some updates over in their gallery collection. This has always been their entry-level collection over here in the Canyons. It's gallery, it's luxe, and then the 2 ranch collections. Well, gallery is no longer going to be their entry level. We'll talk about that one in a moment. They are updating the models. They are adding a model. The new model that is coming is going to have a finished basement because when the gallery collection opened, they didn't even offer finished basements here. This was truly the entry level. They figured the folks who were going to buy these, if they wanted a finished basement, could go to some other option, maybe even another builder. This was really the affordable entry point. Well, everything was selling so well. There was so much demand for a finished basement at this price point, this location, that they added that option in on the gallery collection. So when they added and updated the floor plans, they brought in 2 new floor plans. They're adding the new model. They're going to showcase one of those models with a finished basement. They're redesigning, updating the look of all those models. They are also adding, here's where we get to the new entry-level collection, 2 new models, all in the same area, because this team is going to sell the new collection of homes. This new collection is the Portrait Collection. It's going to be Shea's 3500 series. By the way, if you don't know, the way Shea numbers their collections, 3500, 5500, 4200, whatever it is, it's the width of the house. So this 3500 series is their new smallest collection of single family homes available, particularly in the gallery collection. They've had a 3500 series before. They have sold really well, not in the Canyons, they have not, but not too far away in another neighborhood that's a few years old now. These are typically just really well structured, I will say often low on storage. Let's see if they fixed that this go round, but really well structured for young families, smaller families. And there's a lot of opportunity for fresh natural light, often some vaulted ceilings. In this collection of 4 homes in the 3500 series, there is either 2 options with office on the main floor or 2 options with bedroom on the main floor for hosting family, hosting friends, that sort of thing. This entry-level collection, not yet priced, but floor plans are online, will not offer a finished basement, much like Gallery Collection did not when it came in. The goal really, and Shea's not the only builder doing this, is to bring more affordable options to buyers. because as rates go up, affordability goes down. It's just true across the board for nearly everybody. Very few people have unlimited budgets for purchasing a home. And so we're seeing all sorts of builders offer smaller footprints. We're seeing lots more townhomes, lots more duplex options. And so Shea doesn't really do that much, but they offer smaller footprint products. They won't offer the finished basement. And so it keeps the budget smaller. You know, talking about Shea makes me think of some deals I got for a couple clients at the end of the year, those year-end builder deals. They were fantastic, and one house in particular has views for days, absolutely phenomenal. But when that client called me and we started the conversation about going down the building route, they were first-time home buyers, never had a house, had been looking for a while, on and off, very casually, just popping in here or there. And when they told me all this, and this is great, I'm taking my notes, and I say, you know, so have you talked to any of the builders? Oh no, we haven't talked to any builders. We've just kind of been looking, and we really want to have a realtor work with us because we've never done this before. We're first timers and we don't even know what we're doing. Okay, great. So I take all the notes, I hear about the builders they've liked, the floor plans they like, and then I reach out to make sure they are not in the system with any of these builders, because as I've shared before in videos, once the builders have a client in their system, they will often cut things off and not let a client, a buyer, bring the agent along, at least not without it being a cost to the buyer. The seller won't pay for the compensation for the buyer's agent, right? So the client that I'm talking with and we're consulting, we're building a plan, is thinking, I've never talked to these builders. You and I, we're gonna work together. I can't wait. Well, Shea is one of them, but they actually had my folks in the system as someone who didn't have any representation. So I share that as a word of caution. We worked through it because I work with Shea and I work with many of these builders so much. But I share that as a word of caution because if you're going to go the new build route, or you think you are, and you want a realtor to serve you, it doesn't matter if you're in the Denver market, it doesn't matter if you're thinking of working with me, somebody else on YouTube, someone who's a referral from your mom's cousin's sister, or you're in a different market somewhere else, please make sure you're telling the builder if you walk in the door and they ask you anything that you have a realtor. Just save yourself so you have the right to have someone with you, because it depends on the manager, depends on the sales team, depends on the builder, depends on so many different things, but it may cut you off from having someone walk alongside you. Sometimes the build process is easy, and maybe it would have been fine not to have anyone with you. But oh my goodness, there are so many scenarios where having that third party alongside, if they're skilled and have done this a lot and have good relationships, is so helpful. All right, we're gonna move on, but it has come up a lot recently. I think it's the slow pace of the market. I think people are looking for 6 months, 9 months, and in that slower pace, a lot of things are happening that they don't think about, forget about, seem casual, but it's causing some blockades. And I think we're in for a slower pace of market this coming year. So I don't want that to be harmful for any buyer anywhere in any market. Okay, we are going in alphabetical order today. So we are leaving Castle Pines and going to Castle Rock, and we are going to talk about Makanta. Taylor Morrison is in Makanta. Makanta does not have a lot that's new, but Taylor Morrison opened a new collection. They opened their city collection. If you're familiar with Taylor Morrison, they typically do 3 single family home collections. They may not put them all in one community, but it's often town, city, and destination collection. Well, they do not have town here. They have it not far away, but they have city now and destination here in Makanta. There are a few other builders in Makanta, but they are well established. There's nothing new there. Having the city collection here is nice, and I'm seeing some new floor plans in there as well. Based on what I'm seeing, I find that open space homes, not just Taylor Morrison, but open space homes, you're getting the best for your dollar in Makanta. It may not be the location you like. I just want you to know, if you're like, I really want a house on open space, that was the design of Makanta. Every house is backing to greenbelt. You know, there's no crunched up neighbor behind you, except on a very, very rare occasion, and you're still gonna have a larger space between you and them, especially now in phase 2. So if that's something really important to you, generally, the very best price you're gonna get to have that space between you and a neighbor is gonna be in Makanta. Now, this city collection, One of the floor plans that I like, sorry, I jumped around there, but this largest floor plan they have out of the options is one with a multi-gen layout. To see that with any builder in a smaller collection is really unique. So often we're seeing it only in really large floor plans. We're well over $1 million. This floor plan starting at $750, and it gives you an option to put someone on that main level with not just a bed and bath, but they're creating a living room space. So private full bath, a private bedroom, a private living room, so kind of a front wing of the house in a home that's smaller. Because, I mean, come on, if you are an older adult taking care of an even older parent or an older aunt, or you just have parents that come visit for a couple weeks or months at a time, something that's unique, but you don't have 3 kids living at home, you may not need a massive house. And there are often chances to finish the basement now, finish the basement later, so you can create a rec space or a crash zone for older kids, but keep the house and the price a little smaller. So I'm loving that option. Another one in Castle Rock that has me excited, there's very little information about it, but it is coming. It's in the Meadows. Now, getting new construction in the Meadows, not so easy. The location will probably not surprise you if you've been scoping out construction in this area or homes in this area. It's going to be by Richmond, and it's tucked in between the Hawthorne at the Meadows and Blacktail at the Meadows. So it's not like we're off right in the heart and somewhere new. But this land is different. It's got a lot of terrain. It's going to be tucked away because Hawthorne at the Meadows was like on a roundabout. Now, it had some nice views, but it was not the most quiet, serene area. Blacktail at the Meadows, if you went to the east, you got close to the train tracks. You probably have a little train noise in this community too. But the plus on that one was it had some golf course views. This one is going to be tucked in between. It'll be interesting once we get in there to see, do we have views or more, is it more of like a bowl shape and just rolling terrain? But there's going to be some nice homes in here, and you won't be on the roundabout or the main road. So that is coming, and 3 car garages, RV garages, and we're going to be in the Meadows for that, not way out, which is how it feels for a lot of folks who want an RV garage or want a place to be able to store your RV. You don't feel close to anything, and we're going to have an option that's closer in. So this is really exciting. Again, that one is by Richmond. It's not online with them yet. It is showing up on the Meadows site, so we know it's happening. There's a sign out on the dirt. This timeline for that one, we don't know, but it's going to be soon. Okay. This is not about living, meaning not a place to park your car, go and put your head down and go to sleep, but this is a hot topic in Castle Rock, and that is the Costco. All right, we have a Sam's established in Castle Rock. It is up where the outlets are, the whole core of shopping where the Whole Foods is, the outlets, the Walmart, the Home Depot, everything is up on the north end, closer to where the Meadows is. That is the retail heart of Castle Rock. We have the downtown, which is its own unique feel, right? It's where we gather to watch the star lighting and do parades and the nice smaller hometown events. It's where you go for the farmers markets, all of those things. Well, we still have so much development going on south of that. That's where Crystal Valley Ranch is. It's where Montaigne is. And so we're developing down that way in bulk, in mass. And there's a lot of people that live down there. And so we have a Costco going in down there. It is already under development, approved. There is an interchange coming off the interstate down where that's going to be. That Costco is slated to be done probably spring 2027. The interchange that's coming off 25 slated to be late 2026, early 2027. So they're supposed to coincide roughly with each other. And as any Costco lover wants to know, there is going to be a 16 pump gas station right alongside the Costco itself. All right, if you've been tuning out at all, in the slightest, even a little, ears open, eyes here, look at me. This is a very short snippet I'm about to give you, but it's a big little gem. Highlands Ranch is going to have some new construction this year. Richmond American Homes owns a little plot of land in Westridge, and so the community name is Westridge, and it's going to be 44 homes. That's it. These are large homes. They have already given us the floor plans. It's all the D's. the Dylan 2, the Daniel, all of those popular floor plans. They sell really well. I wouldn't expect any walkout basements. These are going to be 3-car garage homes, new construction in Highlands Ranch. You should expect once finishes are selected and we close out well over $1 million. But if you want to be in Highlands Ranch and you'd like a newer home, then I would get connected on this right away. All right, let's head west to Littleton. I am going to bring up Sterling Ranch. It has been around for a long time. The thing to keep in mind is the builders are always changing. There's some ebb, there's some flow. Meritage is about to close out. Lennar is back on deck again. They have brought in some townhomes. So there's always movement. If you're never quite sure who's there, you can find out from me. You can reach out. The website is fairly up to date. The best way is probably to see who is building and then go to each individual site. But sometimes even that is a little behind. It's just a lot for them to keep up with who's got what going on. There are 9 neighborhoods slated for Sterling Ranch. Only 3 are open so far. Providence, Ascent, and Prospect are the neighborhoods that are open, available, have sold out, are building, but we've got 6 left to go. At this point, there is only 1 set of amenities or amenity center. The anticipation is that there is going to be more. It seems they would need to have more to support triple of what is there now in terms of neighborhoods. But there's a lot of conversation among the neighbors in there. What's going to happen? What's been promised? We'll have to see on that. I will tell you, if you want to be on that west side of town, it's just about doable for any budget. Richmond is offering duplexes that are in roughly the $550 range, and Richmond and Pulte top the other end at 1.1 to 1.2-ish. So you can have just about anything you want. Currently, Dreamfinders is offering townhomes. TrueMark is delivering both paired homes and single-family home options. New Home Co. is offering villas. These are single-family homes with no basements. Taylor Morrison has their town collection over here. TriPoint has both townhomes and smaller single-family home options. Richmond has 3 different collections over here. The Aspire collection is their larger collection. So that Aspire collection is the one that's hitting the 1.2-ish range, a really high end. They also have their Seasons collection and their Urban collection. Urban is their duplex. Seasons tends to be smaller and can not have a basement. It is an option to not have a basement. And then Pulte is offering some of those largest single family homes in the community. They're competing right up there with Richmond. They're coming in on those larger homes just a little bit below Richmond in price point, but they could compete easily. Just depends how you're going to finish out these homes. I'm going to take us north of Littleton to Morrison and mention a place that is technically not new, but it's so rare to have options in Morrison. So we have Lennar's community in Morrison. They've been established for quite some time, but there's 3 Hills in Morrison. It came online last year, and I just don't think it gets enough love, attention, online attention, because it's small. Now, I don't love the location. I'll be frank with you. It is right in and among interstates and interchange and road noise, and that is not generally what I think is appealing. However, for some people, it doesn't matter. If they're on the west side of town, if they're up in the foothills, if they have quick and easy access to get out on trails, or maybe it's just a commute to work thing, but typically it's the foothills lifestyle that wins. That road noise piece does not matter a bit. So the options to be with either Cardell for single family or Meritage for a townhome and be on the west side of town is gonna win hands down every time, no matter what. So for Meritage, you're looking right now at around $650. For Cardell, there's options for base price around $750, but you're going to add generally about $100,000 more on that to finish those. They are a smaller builder. They're in Canada, they're in the US, but they are letting you design structural options, design options. And so I've done this with my client with them, 6 figures minimum to get really what you want in their product. All right, last but not least, we are swinging all the way from Morrison over to Parker. We are traversing all of South Denver with one alphabetical move by going over to Parker. Looking Glass is going to have some big changes in 2025. They were, I would say, quieter through 2024. Lennar completely sold out, and to my knowledge, they don't have any new land in there coming up. They may buy again, but none at this point in time. So they had D.R. Horton and Taylor Morrison, and that's really all that has been available. And they're on the very, very front edge of the community. And there has been a lot of land development going on. Well, Dream Finders has the majority of that land, and they have a lot to be presented. If you go online to Dream Finders, you're going to see nothing other than coming soon. But I have been talking with my folks who I'm connected with in there, and they will have a couple different collections in their single family home and attached home products. They'll be coming to the all ages community. But did you catch? I said all ages. That means there will be a non-all ages community coming. There will be a 55 plus community coming for Dream Finders in Looking Glass. We are very excited about this. From what we know, it's going to be low maintenance. It's going to be some smaller lots. Now, when I hear low maintenance, I think, hope, wish, that means we're going to have an HOA that's going to take care of all the snow shoveling. And if they do take care of all the snow shoveling, it's going to be about the only one of its kind in South Denver. All the other 55 plus communities just function as a single family home with an HOA that addresses the amenities, the clubhouse, the opportunity for you to get in and mix with people in the 55 plus age group without kids being around, which is great. They have some fantastic clubhouses. But if you're a snowbird, I have some clients who are snowbirds in the 55 plus communities, they have to deal with what they're doing with snow while they're not here. And so to have something that's just a low maintenance option, if it is, we have to wait and see, would be so fantastic. In my mind, as I look at my clients who want to stay at home longer, that's the reality for everyone. How do I stay at home longer? This adds to it, because the 75 and 80-year-old who gets quieter, who gets more reserved at home, who is possibly less connected, they may do better in a community. Doesn't mean they want to go there. Doesn't mean their family can get them there. And even the work of trying to get connected to someone to come and do the shoveling for you can be a challenge. So knowing the HOA is going to do it is a big plus. Or what about my clients where one is the caretaker of another? There are health issues involved. To add the burden to the caretaker of finding someone to do the shoveling, there's enough going on. I have so many reasons why I'm hoping this is truly a low maintenance community. All right, on top of that, Looking Glass is finally adding amenities. All along from the launch of this community, it has been said there would not be amenities in here. We have sport courts coming in, we have a clubhouse, we have a pool. So we can now see it on the map even. It was not there before. I love this because having amenities increases the resale value of a community. It is very rare that we find buyers who will snub a community because of amenities, but we will find people who will snub it because they are not there. Yes, for people who don't use them, it can be nice not to have the amenities and pay for them in the HOA fee. Sure, if you're never going to go, if you don't have kids, if you don't have grandkids, if you're just like, I don't want them at all, fine. But Parker, Castle Rock in a lot of areas is the same way. These two communities do not have the infrastructure that a place like Highlands Ranch has, where you've got 4 amenity centers and even some communities that have their own pool to make access to fun, places for your kids to go work out, places to take a pottery class or something else nearby. You literally, all of Highlands Ranch, except for a few outlying streets, are within 1.5 miles of a rec center, and much of that overlaps. So when you get into a place like Parker or Castle Rock and your community doesn't have any amenities, it impacts resale. So I am thrilled to see Looking Glass have this in this next phase. All right, so Dream Finders coming in, several collections, 55 plus on the way, amenities. Richmond is in here too with their urban collection, which is paired homes. So that's an add. That is the smallest collection in here right now. Everything else is single family, D.R. Horton single family, and then all the collections with Taylor Morrison are. Now, you'd think after all that, it would be enough, right? I was so excited about Looking Glass, but there is more. Terra is slated to come by the end of 2025. It won't surprise me if it's delayed and we're in 2026. That was my original projection, but the builders surprise me sometimes with how fast they get things moving. So Terra is a community that is going to be where Chambers and Hess now meet. It's going to be on the south side of Hess Road. This is going to be a community that eventually will have over 3,000 homes. Phase 1 is going to be 1,500 homes. And this is an amenity-rich community. Lots of acreage of open space, neighborhood parks, pocket parks, sport courts, clubhouse, pools, trails. So far, Richmond, Lennar, and Trumark have said they plan to build in here. The only builder that has laid out what they're going to offer is Trumark, with 3 different communities and home styles. First, Trumark plans to offer the Starling neighborhood, which are duplex homes starting in the 600s. Next, they're offering the Kestrel collection of homes. These are their smaller single-family homes. These will be in the 700s, and their larger home in this collection hits at about 2,600 square feet. And then the third collection is the Osprey collection. This is their larger single-family home collection, ranging from about 2,100 square feet to just over 3,000 square feet. If you're wanting something available today, you're ready to move in the next couple weeks, Lennar is pre-selling at Newland Crossing. They have the Pioneer and Monarch collections available. Just take note of the location. It is on a major intersection, so you will have some road noise. This is not like being at Three Hills where you're on an interstate, but you are on a pretty well-trafficked road. So morning and evening, there is definitely traffic here. There is so much more to come. I tried to keep this condensed to just what is ahead in 2025. But if we look on the horizon, Castle Rock in particular has so much more land to be developed and much more in the planning pipeline. In Parker, we have little pockets, a few things here, a few things there, some stuff in the Pinery, some stuff on some land. There are a few other things we'll see developed, but we have talked about the major players for the foreseeable future in the Pinery. But when we get down to Castle Rock, we have got some more things. So if you're 2 years out, 4 years out, 5 years out, you could still be looking at places that are just starting, or options that you could still get in phase 2, even in the stuff we're talking about today or stuff that I'm going to share with you right now. Castle Rock is reviewing for final approval Chateau Valley. This is not Chateau in the Meadows. This is a community that's just off Memon open space near downtown Castle Rock. They're looking at 256 single-family homes and 79 duplexes, so 414 total properties could be developed in this space. It will include 50 acres of open space as well, so that will be all in and around that community. And like I said, it is off downtown and near Memon open space, which is a beautiful open space too. There's been a lot of discussion around that development given its proximity to the open space, but that's one under conversation and discussion with the town. The Oaks neighborhood has gotten the green light from the town. This is 114 homes that will feel very open. Acreage will be a little larger. This is a very wide open area, so it's going to feel very spacious. And this area lies a little northeast of the eastern edge of Crystal Valley Ranch. It makes sense to talk about Dawson Trails. We have talked about Costco. The Dawson Trails community is going to start construction after the interchange is finished, really after the Costco in that area has gotten its legs under it. And that is slated for almost 6,000 homes. It takes a long time to build 6,000 homes, folks. So we are going to see some longevity to the build out of Dawson Trails. It has been on the docket and under discussion with Castle Rock for so many, actually decades. I was going to say years, decades. So to see it finally come to fruition, to some people, they're very, very sad about it, which I understand. It's hard when you've been here a long time to see so much beautiful land get developed. But knowing the housing shortage that we're in and understanding the condensed area on this Front Range that we have for people to have efficient housing for getting in and out of work, it's just the nature of things. 2 other communities are under review. They have had a lot of time to be looked at and they are still under review, but the odds are they will go through. We've got Pine Canyons and Canyons Far South. I hope this snapshot of what is available in 2025 was helpful for you. If you would like to connect on the pros and cons of existing home versus new build, want to talk about what is available all across the Front Range of Denver, have any other questions about moving to Denver, new construction, please reach out. I would absolutely be thrilled to connect, and I will see y'all next week.